go to the center circle, and we're going to get things started here between the Saints and the Braves. So here comes Kara Hilsendigger. So get it off to Alyssa Beck. Tanya Dvorak can score, number 21 for St. Mary's. Keep an eye on her. Down low to Schweitzer. Hansen doing a good job poking that ball away. Out top to Dvorak. Dvorak has a girl open down low, and a good job, good recovery, I should say, by the Mandan defense right there.
You know, right now, St. Mary's is actually probably showing pretty good patience on the very first possession of the game, not forcing anything, waiting to really get the ball inside.
Good defense by Mandan there. The steal by Courtney Olson, and now the Braves slow it up. Now Olson down in the post, working on a lot of Saints, and that ball loose on the ground. And here comes Miranda Lohman with it, the senior, back out to her classmate Hannah Hansen, who gets to Mackenzie Higlin. Cross-court pass now to Lohman for three, but that's blocked by Dvorak. And here comes Sydney Smith, the leading scorer for St. Mary's. Down low to Schweitzer, makes a good post move right there, and she scores the first points of the game.
You can really tell early where St. Mary's wants to go. They want to get the ball to the paint. They want some easy buckets.
Good job there by the Braves. Higlin, she misses the layup. Now Hansen at the top of the key hits the three. She plays in the post, but she can hit those shots.
Yeah, versatility always helps you.
And a good job right there by Higlin, stealing the inbounds pass and getting an and one. That's a backbreaker right there for St. Mary's. You can't have those turnovers.
Right. I think that's where Coach Kopus goes with this. You know, those are turnovers that add up that should never happen. And now you're given an opportunity for an and one and a 3-point play on something that is maybe just something that's a little careless that you got to start shoring up.
She misses the free throw, though, so Mandan has a 5-2 lead on St. Mary's. Tanya Dvorak changes that. It's a tie ball game. 16 and a half minutes left to go here in this first half. We just started, and St. Mary's showing some pressure off the make.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Mandan starts attacking. St. Mary's is actually in a 1-3-1 defense right now, and there's different areas and pockets against this because a majority of teams will come out and maybe play a 2-3, maybe a 1-2-2. A 1-3-1 is just a unique zone. It's a little bit different. How often has Mandan played against a 1-3-1 to be able to find those soft spots in the zone?
Here's Sloman with the ball now. Speaking of zone, St. Mary's looks like they've gone into that right now, and ball being swung around. Hannah Hansen short on the jumper, but Lohman follows. She misses that layup. Again, the rebound for Lohman. Back out to Hansen, and now Alicia Wyan for three, and that's off the back end. And Lindsay Schweitzer will get the rebound, and they're going to call a foul on Mackenzie Higlin, it looks like. That'll be the first foul of the game for either team.
Yeah, against that zone, you're not going to be able to drive it. You're going to have to beat that thing through the air, swinging the basketball, hitting the baseline to maybe the wing spot to beat that zone.
Good job breaking the pressure here by Beck, but Mandan recovers nicely. That was Higlin. Now ball pushed up to Hansen. That shot fake. And did she travel? No, they're going to call and one. Tanya Dvorak.
There's not too many people that I see like Higlin. She's going to have two opportunities for 2 and 1s about 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game.
She's got a nose for the ball. She's very aggressive on defense. Higlin gets that free throw to go. It's 8-5 Mandan here early in this first half. Here comes Beck, the senior for St. Mary's, down low to Hilsendigger, and that ball is blocked. This Mandan team, you mentioned century size. Mandan has some size here.
Yeah, they got long athletes that can get off the floor and make some plays. And that's really, they've shown that on defense because there's been opportunities for St. Mary's to score that along the goal a couple times, and they've come up with 2 or 3 blocks here early.
Here's Hansen trying to find a soft spot in that zone, and she'll draw the foul. It'll be on Lindsay Schweitzer. Her first, team's third. Mandan doing a good job of getting to the line, though. This is their 3rd or 4th trip to the line here.
Well, that wears on teams. You start getting someone that's maybe not as deep as you. You get them in foul trouble. And you get to the foul line, usually the team that more times than not that wins the free throw battle will more than likely win the basketball game because they're wide open opportunities and you just got to go up and knock them down.
There's another foul called, this time on Lohman. And Schweitzer did a good job there in the post. She was feeling for the defender, drew contact, and now she's going to the free throw line.
She's just strong. If she can get someone on her back or just on the side of her, she can just drop step, and either A, she's going to score it, she's going to get fouled, or she's just going to miss. But 2 out of the 3 are pretty good results for you.
Averages about 9.5 points per game this season. And an empty trip to the free throw line. She misses both there. So it's 9-5 Mandan, 15 minutes left here in the first half. St. Mary's active on defense, and Mandan trying to find a hole in the zone, trying to get an open shot there. So here's Wyan for 3. That's off the front rim, but the rebound goes to Mandan. That was Courtney Olson with the board, and another foul called here. And it's Hilzendegger.
Saints foul, number 10.
At this rate, both teams are going to have to go about 10 deep, about a foul on every other trip or every trip. But again, both teams are getting opportunities. It isn't that they're forcing things. St. Mary's had a careless turnover here or there, but both teams are getting good looks. Now it's just about, when you're on defense, clearing the glass for St. Mary's and getting the ball back and getting yourself an opportunity.
This is the second. 10-5 Mandan, and a turnover by St. Mary's. They're trying to get the too high of a pass for Sydney Smith to handle. But Smith, only a sophomore for St. Mary's. She's got a bright future as she gets a steal right there on Wyan, and she'll take it all the way for the layup, 10-7. So the pace picking up here between the two teams as Lohman has the ball, tries to get into Hansen, but a steal by the Saints. Here comes Smith now. She pulls up for the jumper. That's no good, and the rebound goes off to Lohman. Mandan has a count on them. They got to get it across half court. They do. Ball swung around to Lohman, back to Hansen, or excuse me, Higlin, I should say. Good backdoor pass to Wyan. Now Higlin at the top of the key. That's in and out. Schweitzer grabs the board. Back to Smith. Smith tried that little Euro step right there, draws the foul.
That was a Euro step, you know, almost as a Mandan coach, you're like, geez, that's a tough call on you, you know. Offense forcing the contact, but good job by Smith on being aggressive, going to the Euro step and trying to get to the hoop, and gets fouled and has an opportunity to step up and make some free throws.
And she makes the first one. This has been a fun little ball game here. A little over 4 minutes into this one.
St. Mary's was effective in the first meeting getting to the free throw line. They got there 23 times. They just only converted 9 out of those 23. If they're going to have a chance to win this thing, you know, under the 5-minute mark, they're going to have to continue to get to the line, but they're going to have to convert those.
Here's Kennedy Harris into the game for Mandan. Very good shooter for the Braves, but she can't handle the pass and goes out of bounds to St. Mary's. Both teams with the pressure defense. Smith almost runs into trouble there, but she gets it back out to Beck. Beck drives the middle of the lane. We got a hand check foul on Harris.
Yeah, that
looks like it's going to be a tightly called game.
You know, a couple years ago, that's why you saw some teams shifting to zones a little bit more, or more of a pack defense, was try to eliminate those small hand checks, because for the officials, the rule is as soon as you put a hand or two on someone, it's an automatic every time, and that's how they're supposed to officiate the game. The old freedom to movement, I think, is what it was called. As a coach, I always used to say, well, what, do you just want us to move out of the way and let her just have the layup?
A Matador defense, yeah. Here's Kennedy Harris now, and that pass almost picked off, and we're going to get another foul called here. It's going to be The 5th team foul on St. Mary's.
You know, the big thing right now for
on Mandan, I should say. They're going to call it on Mandan.
You can actually see every pass that Mandan is making. St. Mary's is anticipating. They got to maybe start throwing some ball fakes into those and getting the zone shifting without the movement of the ball and maybe returning it back, because St. Mary's is just flying on the first look, the first pass, and against the zone, you got to have some ball fakes mixed in there once in a while.
You take a look at the clock at the bottom of your screen. It's still early in this game, and Mackenzie Higlin just picked up her 2nd foul. A big player for the Braves. See how Coach Thomas monitors her foul trouble. Here's Dvorak. That's a nice-looking jumper right there from Tanya.
That's about as smooth as it gets. I remember her. I always liked watching her brother play because he was a lefty, just a smooth stroke just like her, and I was a left-handed player too, but that thing must run right in the family, that smooth jump shot.
Hansen with the shot, tries to answer, but that one's missed. And here comes Beck with it. St. Mary's has a 1-point lead, 11-10. And here's Lindsay Schweitzer, I should say. She's doubled really quickly, tries to get it out to Dvorak, but it goes off Dvorak's hands. Good defense right there by Mandan, pressuring the post player.
Good job at pressuring, but also the rotation off of that. You know, that's probably the biggest where they got the turnover. They double team stopped Schweitzer, but never gave the free kick out for a three-pointer.
Harris sets up the offense for Mandan. Megan Zander now into the game for the Braves, and a steal here by Gerbing.
Yeah, again, that's where St. Mary's is doing a great job. You know, they're reading the ball, they're shooting the gaps on those passes, but there hasn't been one single time yet where Mandan has made them adjust by a pass fake, or a pass fake maybe drive it into a little bit of a seam, because you can grab 2 girls against a zone and then just make that pitch for a wide open shot.
Coach Cope is calling a 30-second timeout here, so we're going to stick around. 11:46 here left in the first half. St. Mary's up 1, 11-10. It's been a physical ball game. 9 total fouls called so far, so we're looking at the bonus here pretty soon.
Well, we always used to talk about that when I was coaching, was the race to the double bonus. And if you could get to the double bonus before the other team, you have a chance to be plus on the point total in the free throw line.
Good job by Beck there, and she extends the St. Mary's lead to 3.
Both teams are shooting a good percentage from the floor. It's just if they're turning it over or not. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they'd take their shooting percentage, just try to eliminate the turnovers that they're making.
Lohman to Zander. Megan Zander from the corner. That's short. Hansen, though, with the rebound over Schweitzer. Her follow no good, and Schweitzer pulls it down. She's averaging 4.5 rebounds per game this season. Gets it out to Beck, who misses the layup off the fast break opportunity. Kennedy Harris, she can shoot, she can also handle the ball right there, but that shot off to the left, and she's shaken up, it looks like. Sydney Smith. Now, St. Mary's doesn't have numbers, but they still go forward with it. That shot pretty wild, and Hansen with the rebound. And we're going to get a timeout called here because they want to check on Harris.
Yeah, I don't, when she, instead of coming to a stop and pulling straight up in the air, she was floating through the air, so I don't know if she got an elbow, he got the wind knocked out of her, or if it's a knee, but it looked like just after she elevated, she just kept floating maybe about another 3 or 4 feet, and I think there was a little bit of contact as soon as she hit the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the wind that got knocked out of her.
Coach Thomas taking her out of the game, replaces her with Alicia Wyand.
See, for the people watching at home, you should be able to see the St. Mary's defense just going on the very first reaction to these passes that Mandan is making and just flying to that area.
Doing a good job of anticipating here. Zander, though, left open. Dvorak tried to get out, but Zander hits it in her face. It's 13-13.
Yeah, if you're going to allow St. Mary's to set up in that zone, you're going to have to make threes to win the game. You're going to get your steals, you're going to get your layups. There's just not a whole lot of opportunity to drive that into the paint against a 1-3-1.
Gerbing at the top of the key, off the back rim, but a good job by Beck right there, fighting for the rebound. Beck only standing 5'4", gets that rebound and puts it back up and in. Mandan pushing the ball, not wasting any time. Zander another 3. Well, that's off. Smith up ahead to Beck. Beck has an open girl in Hilsendegger, but she misses a layup.
That was a great pass, great break. Floor was spread, just missed the shot, but I think you would take that every time as a basketball coach.
St. Mary's in that amoeba-like zone. It's tough to play against this. Xander will draw the foul. But it just kind of moves around, and it's not, you said it's not like a 2-3. It's not like a...
Yeah, your soft spots are at the wings and on the baselines are the soft spots. That's where you're going to get your looks, and you're going to have some certain opportunities on the interior against that. If you can get the ball into those areas, it's almost like you're in a four-corner type situation.
That was a great block by Dvorak, setting up this offense possession. Close to being a turnover right there, but St. Mary's gets it back. Beck, now Dvorak at the top of the key. She's working on Courtney Olson. There's Elizabeth Pressler. Now Gerving, and Gerving will be called for a travel. Well, looks like Kennedy Harris wasn't hurt too bad. She's back in the game. Good to see.
Come back that quick. You just had to have the wind knocked out of you.
She was doubled over, I saw, when the initial hit happened. But
it's either that or she's a lot tougher than I am.
Here's Harris on the wing. Great pass to Xander right there, and the young Braves connect.
Yeah, that are there. It's just recognizing them, cutting at the right time, and obviously Xander made that. You could tell they've probably been playing together since probably maybe about third grade.
Excellent pass right there. Mandan and St. Mary's tied at 15. 8:15 left here in the first half, and Beck hits the jumper. Nice little teardrop right there. But up ahead to Xander. Megan Xander doing a good job of finding the basket, but she misses right there. Mandan trying to push the issue as Dvorak up ahead. Both teams trying to get out and run here. And a foul call on Hilsendegger. And that'll be the 6th team foul on St. Mary's as they lead by 2.
Second personal, 6th team foul.
Yeah, St. Mary's is basically taking that 1-3-1, trying to extend it almost three-quarter court, but it doesn't look like they're going to come out of, three along the baseline aren't going to come out of there a whole lot and see how many threes Mandan can actually make on the evening.
Xander, down low to Olson. Olson, great job by the Saints to surround her and cause that jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with Mandan, though.
Yeah, the block's a tough spot on a 1-3-1 if you just dump it in there, because naturally you're always going to have someone behind you that's there and someone that's in front of you that's built in on a zone. So either A, you got to catch and score right away. If you put the ball on the floor once, chances are you're going to get tied up or the basketball is going to go the other direction.
I'm really impressed with St. Mary's defense so far. They have won 3 of their past 5. They are playing some of their best basketball of the season. This would be a huge win for the Saints as Dvorak gets another block. She's 5'11". She's got some good reach. Up ahead to Sydney Smith. That shot short, but there for the rebound is Gerving, and St. Mary's is up 19-15. Abby Thomas calling a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. We'll step aside. St. Mary's leads Mandan 19-15.
There are many ways to travel. But if you...
Mandan having a tough time figuring out this zone so far. Wyan at the wing, and she'll throw the ball away. It'll be St. Mary's ball. Quick little update around the WDA. Century and Minot. We talked about how crowded it was in the WDA.
Being tied at 32?
It's tied at 32. Early in the second half between those two teams. That'll be an upset to watch. Dvorak. That shot off to the right. Rebound to Elizabeth Pressler, and the sophomore gets it to go. Up 6 is St. Mary's.
St. Mary's is just beating Mandan to those 50-50 basketballs that are really there for anybody to get. It just seems right now St. Mary's has about 6 points off those 50-50 balls on rebounds and quick putbacks.
Here comes Sydney Smith to Pressler. Back to Schweitzer working it in the paint, and a travel will be called. Watching Mandan trying to attack this zone, if you're St. Mary's, you got to be happy with the amount of threes you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they want. Going man-to-man, again, you start putting too many people on the foul line. How many threes can you hit tonight? We're going to challenge you in that area. We're going to try to keep you off the glass and turn this into a perimeter game for Mandan.
Xander can shoot. Megan Xander she is very good. It's 21-18 now. Dvorak works in the lane and banks it in. Tanya Dvorak showing off her skills. 5-point lead for St. Mary's. Kennedy Harris controlling the ball for Mandan.
You know, Xander's found one of the soft spots. She's running the baseline a little bit, but now they're running someone with her. You almost can just stay on that side of the floor, but she's made every three from the corner. Those corners are going to be soft spots, and the wings are going to be soft spots. And if you can get somewhat of a little bit of an overload on one side, one of those two are going to get a good look from behind the arc.
And they almost got a steal off the baseline there, but Gerving stepped out of bounds. She'll be replaced, but a good job by Gerving coming in and getting some solid minutes here. Olsen draws the foul. She'll go to the line for 2.
It's interesting. That was the first time St. Mary's just came out and all of a sudden matched up man-to-man on that one possession. And,
what do you know, a foul call?
Yeah, you just... When you get buried that deep, you know, you'd like to see your post players just go straight up and let's see if that girl can hit a contested shot over the top of you. And if she does, you just nod it. That was a good shot. And if she doesn't, you're there in perfect blockout position. But you don't give anybody an opportunity to go to the free throw line, and she's obviously converting from there right now.
So Olsen hits the free throw. It's 23-20. Now that's Schweitzer's second foul. Mackenzie Higlin for Mandan has 2 fouls as well, and we haven't seen her since she picked up that second foul. Coach Thomas sticking with who she has on the floor. Megan Xander doing it. Smith averages 11 a game. She can put the ball in the basket, and a good job trying to draw the foul, and she does. That's Courtney Olsen picking up the foul, and Smith going to the free throw line.
Courtney Olsen. First personal.
That just got tough, and she got just stuck in a tough spot. Olsen did playing defense. She just slid around her and almost wrapped the ball around her and forced the issue of the foul going up into basically her arms. Good play by Smith.
We've seen Smith use that footwork. Nice job right there by St. Mary's. Kara Hilzendegger tipping it out. Smith doesn't get the follow, and she gets a rebound, but couldn't get that one to go, and a foul call.
Mandan should have been cleared, not only the first time, but also the second time, and now you're giving Schweitzer another opportunity to go to the free throw line. You're down 4, and I mean, again, Mandan makes a minor mistake, lane violation on the free throw, give her another opportunity. These are the small things that starts getting you frustrated as a coach in a basketball team that you would like to see start to be eliminated as you start to get closer to the WDA.
Miranda Lohman was called for the foul. It's her second. She's replaced by Higlin. It's 24-20. St. Mary's up by 4. The game passes out to Xander, but Xander misses the 3. And now here come the Saints again. Beck calls out a play. Gets it off to Smith. Smith down low to Schweitzer. Schweitzer working hard down there, and Xander will foul her.
You know, Mandan actually is in a 2-3 zone now as well, but it's just the same thing that happened on the other again against St. Mary's. Make her hit that tough shot. Don't give her the opportunity to go to the free throw line, but what it also does, you're giving her free gifts, and now fouls are starting to mount up, and then you get into foul trouble in the second half, and now you're not on the floor because you might have 3 or 4 fouls, and it's at the 8-minute mark. Can't afford to take you out of the game because we're in a tight basket. You know, there's all that goes into play as this thing goes along. It's not only the free trips, but you start looking at about the 8-minute mark to go in the second half where you're at individually with fouls.
It's 25-20. Schweitzer makes 1 of 2. Look at that, the ball loose on the floor. 2 St. Mary's Saints rush up to it, and a turnover.
St. Mary's has got a good bounce to their step right now. And you can tell, just like you said, they've been winning some games. They're starting to play with some confidence. They got a little swagger to them, and that's what it takes sometimes to win games.
Great move by Sydney Smith right there, switching to her left hand. Pass up to Xander, and that will be tipped out of bounds by St. Mary's. The Saints are up 7, but what a move by Smith there to switch from her right to her left. That was a good job.
She even jumped off the wrong leg when I mean, it was an athletic play. Not only are you jumping off the wrong leg initially, but then you have the ability to shift the ball while you're going up for the layup as well.
Almost. Harris, nice pass to Higlin, but the little bunny is missed. Sydney Smith into the lane and drives to the bucket, putting the Saints up by 9.
I think she had one thing in mind when she crossed half court with that basketball. She was going to the rack with that thing unless someone was going to step in and take a charge.
Coach Thomas calling a 30 seconds. And they haven't even cracked 50 points in those 2 losses. So the offense leaving something 50 to 44.
Yeah, those are 2 tough games back to back. You know, you Century and Belcourt,
especially a road trip to Belcourt.
Road trips.
Yeah.
And
that 3 missed, and Hansen with the rebound. Up ahead is Xander wide open, but she loses control of the ball, gets it out to Higlin. Now it's Harris from the wing. It was a nice pump fake, but she can't get the layup to go. Mandan just cannot find the bottom of the bucket. Dvorak wide open. That shot looked good the moment it left her hands. It's 32 to 20, St. Mary's.
I think you could have called that one about a third of the way there. You had the prime seat to watch that one go in.
I didn't want to jinx it when she shot it, but that was a nice looking shot right there. Xander now. Her floater no good. That's short. Hilzendegger, the senior, fighting for it. And now it's out to Gerving. Sydney Smith down in the corner to Beck. Beck out to Dvorak. Ball swung now to Gerving in the corner. Sydney Smith. Ref's not going to call that one. Skip pass to Gerving and a shot.
That's when you start recognizing their zone built in of the 2-3. After that first pass, the zone set. It's a hard area to penetrate into. She just got caught in the seam as the shot clock was going down.
Kennedy Harris listed at 5'4", tried to throw that pass over 5'11" Tanya Dvorak.
But those are the situations where you give a hard ball fake. What's Dvorak doing? She's leaving her feet. Now a seam might open up where you can drive it, draw another player, and have an opportunity to create something for another player.
Be a foul on Hilzendegger. Olsen goes to the line.
I'd be one of those coaches right now on Mandan. If anybody gives 2 ball fakes, I'll buy ice cream for them after the game, you know, because I think that's the key for them right now, and just getting that zone to shift. You could have St. Mary's with just the simplicity of a ball fake.
You know, offensively, St. Mary's kind of middle of the road, but they lost to Jamestown at home 51-41, and that was a tough one. But their offense is looking a lot better than what they showed that night against Jamestown.
Right. They got confidence, and you can see it in how their body is, their stature, and their ball movement. They're just making hustle plays. They're doing the right things right now. And anytime you have confidence, that gives you some extra points in a basketball game versus someone that isn't shooting with confidence.
Xander shooting with confidence.
I'd like
She's
to see
setting up in the corner there.
I'd like to see Kennedy Harris try to slide into some of those soft pockets of that zone. She's a very good outside shooter. You know, she's getting herself out at about 30 feet.
That shot missed by Gerving. Up comes Mandan. It's a 3-on-3 break. Mackenzie Higlin does a nice job of drawing contact, and
that's the best way to beat a zone. Get a stop, get out on the break, and don't let the thing set up, you know, and make good decisions. But back to the earlier comment, you know, Harris, she's in that position on that wing where she gets down a little bit further. Now she's almost in an attack zone where you get pushed out, and the zone's kind of pushing her out further. She's getting about 30, 35 feet. you can't do anything other than reverse the ball. You're not in an attack zone area right there. If she can just slowly start inching her way down where she can be more effective in shooting the basketball or setting her teammates up.
Up top is DeVorak to 22.
Right now when she's shooting it, I think it's going in every time.
Yeah.
She's just rising up with confidence, and
even her misses are looking good.
yeah, those things are right on. And I just think it's her demeanor right now. You can see the confidence in her and how she's playing.
1:02 left here in the first half, and what's been a very entertaining ball game, and definitely surprising, I think, from my point of view, just based on how these two teams played in the first go around.
Yeah, I think maybe the difference is versus the first game is St. Mary's is playing with more confidence. That when you win some games, you automatically start feeling better about yourself. And they hadn't won a whole lot of early games when they played the first time, and that's probably the biggest difference is just a confidence portion.
There's Olsen getting the bucket. It's 35-27, back to a single-digit game. So Mandan trying to apply this pressure, trying to force St. Mary's into a turnover, but Gerving's left wide open on the baseline, misses the layup. She gets the rebound, though, and misses that one again. Ball poked around, and Hansen comes out with it. 36 seconds left here in the first half. It's 35-27 St. Mary's. So Mandan waking up a little bit as Megan Zander shoots from the corner, and she gets it to go.
She's keeping them in it right now.
Yeah.
She is. If you're St. Mary's, you need to take the last shot. I'd just sit there and run motion. Go into halftime, worst case scenario, you're up 5.
15 seconds. Sydney Smith working on the baseline. Out to Beck, mid-range jumper. That's short, and Kennedy Harris has 8 seconds to work with. Up ahead to Zander on the block, drawing the foul, and with 5.4 seconds, Mandan is going to the line, and they're on a 7-0 run here to end the half.
You want to take the last shot of the half right there. I mean, there's no reason, unless if you turned it over and Mandan got out on the break, but really, you just gave Mandan 1 point, possibly 2, that shouldn't even have made it to this point on taking an early shot. The shot clock was off, just getting one shot. Now you're in jeopardy of, if you happen to make a mistake right now, is giving them a couple.
1 second left. The shot by Dvorak beats the buzzer, but St. Mary's up by 3. I'm Johnny. For the Braves. Here's Dvorak now for 3, picking up right where she left off, and we got a referee's timeout here.
Yeah, she just caught an elbow on that screen and roll coming down. I think she just had an elbow graze her eye, maybe the bridge of her nose, and
yeah, that's Miranda Lohman right there. Kennedy Harris will replace her.
The fine lines of turning it over to hitting a 3. It's unbelievable sometimes in basketball. You just close your eyes like, Mandan probably should have had that turnover. She just tips it out right to Dvorak, and Dvorak gets the 3.
Harris's triple goes in and out, and now Beck will slow things down for St. Mary's. But those swings and emotion, that's why I love this sport so much. Smith on the wing with it. Beck using the screen really nicely there, but that goes off the back rim. Wine will get the rebound.
I think this is the key player for Mandan in this second half. If they're going to win the basketball game, Harris has got to score the basketball or do some creating for her teammates from that standpoint. But she's got to get herself into these scoring areas versus this zone.
Mandan with it on the perimeter. Harris tries the three. She was in and out her first attempt.
That was one of the very few times she found her scoring area. Oh, that's a tough call again.
Schweitzer called for an offense foul. That'll be her third.
Yeah, that's a tough call on St. Mary's, especially when the defensive player jumps off the floor with you.
Are they saying she was out of control?
I'm not sure what he was calling, but when the defensive player jumps along with the offensive player, that's a hard area to call a charge on the offensive player when there's contact.
And especially tough because it's Schweitzer's third foul.
Yeah, they got to have Schweitzer in the game. I think her biggest asset has been so far just clearing the rebounds for St. Mary's.
That was a good call right there as a travel. Mackenzie Higlin taking some steps before she puts the ball on the floor, so a turnover puts it right back into St. Mary's hands. The Saints near the bottom of the standings. They want to move more towards the middle, and they can do that beating a team ahead of them by 6 right now.
This is going to be the key for St. Mary's. Is they're shooting a high percentage. Don't turn it over, and let's get shots off this half because it's been working.
3 seconds left on the shot clock, and a travel on Schweitzer.
That's a good rebound. Right call. I mean, she rebounded it, landed, hopped backwards without taking a dribble. But again, I think Mandan wants to see themselves get to those basketballs. If that's going to be a trend where St. Mary's is going to win the race to the 50-50 balls, they could be disappointed.
That's a tough turnover right there off the Hansen-made basket, and the Braves will take control after the ball goes off of Smith's hands. 38-34 ball game. Hansen makes it a 2-point game. Hannah Hansen, such a good volleyball player for Mandan and an excellent basketball player as well. Sydney Smith takes it up the court, wasting no time. And that's how you answer right there. 40-36. St. Mary's up by 4. Harris floater good.
Getting some pace to this game.
Both teams trading baskets, 40-38, and a 5-second call on the Saints. It'll be Braves basketball. Coach Cope is trying to tell the refs he called it.
They've given up 4 points of just and the 2 points at the end of the half where they just gave them a possession. So right now you're counting on 6 points that you potentially could have taken away from Mandan at this time, but Mandan is doing a good job of capitalizing on these opportunities.
Schweitzer's got to do a good job on defense on Hansen. Schweitzer has 3 fouls, so we'll see if they go to Hansen.
They've shifted out of their 1-3-1 zone. They're just straight man-to-man now and going to see if they can match up and play that way.
Hansen's jumper short, and Schweitzer gets the rebound, but a reach-in called on Olsen.
Yeah, I don't know if they're just going to play a little man-to-man here to see if they can get him out of maybe some halftime adjustments, but that 1-3-1 zone was so effective for St. Mary's in that first half. I'm sure they'll come back to it at some point in time.
Cara Hilzendigger. Out to Beck. Now Schweitzer working it in the paint on Hansen, and that shot off, and Mandan with the rebound. Both teams playing a lot quicker as they turn it over.
Possession back in the 1-3-1 and got a turnover out of it.
Good steal right there by Higlin. Smith trying to go for the basket, and Beck called for the foul. A reaching at half court. 14:22 left to go in this one. St. Mary's 40, Mandan 38. I'm Johnny Mangano, joined by Fred Fridley, and thanks for watching. If you're either watching on the KX Weather Channel or live streaming on KXNet.com, we love bringing you guys these live events, and it's a good ball game here. And finally, finally finds the bottom of the bucket. She's had a few misses on this night, but Mandan takes the lead back, 41 to 40.
She's just inching her way into those scoring zones. You can't score from 30 feet. 20-foot range where she's found herself. Now she's a threat. She's a threat to score, which she's a good shooter, but then also she can create for her teammates.
Another 5-second call. The Braves will take back possession. 13:57 left to go in this one. And it looks like Mandan has taken the momentum. As you know, from the 3-minute mark in that first half on, it's been Mandan's ball game. Lohman to Hansen. Megan Zander left wide open. She swings it to Harris. Top of the key. That's short, and Schweitzer with the rebound. Out ahead to Smith. Smith can push the ball. She wants to get to the basket as quickly as possible. And that hurt her right there, a turnover. Harris working on the perimeter. Drive baseline now. She's met by Dvorak, so she passes it out to Megan Zander, who's good from downtown, her 4th three of the night. So Zander, 16 points tonight. She's looked very good for Coach Abby Thomas. And here's Beck trying for the answer, but she airballs it. It's 44 to 40. Mandan up by 4.
This is a good lineup for Mandan. I like it. They got a couple girls that can shoot the basketball. Their biggest thing is now if they can start forcing St. Mary's into a man-to-man by making some threes, now Hansen and these players can start taking over on the interior.
And there, right on cue, is Miranda Lohman putting Mandan up by 6. Coach Kopas is going to have to call a timeout here. All the momentum. Outscoring them 13-5 right now, or 14-5 I should say, and a turnover as an over and back violation called on the Saints. If you're St. Mary's, how do you get what you had in the first half back?
Well, I tell you what, I think you nailed it at the end of the half. I'm going, I believe, on a 7-0 run, and they've just continued. Harris hitting a 3, Zander hitting a 3, someone else starting to chip in those areas and then getting the ball on the interior, but that's probably where I'd go with the ball to maybe stop the bleeding tonight is to Dvorak.
Man, Dvorak has just looked really good, either from outside or inside. She steps in, hits that mid-range jumper. It's a 4-point ball game. Mandan 46, St. Mary's 42. Hansen down low to Lohman. Good cut by Lohman, but she misses the layup. Bounces in and then out. Here's Beck. Mandan goes to his zone now, and a block called on Higlin. See Zander matched up on Dvorak. Zander, a freshman, Dvorak, a sophomore, so a nice little future right there for the WDA. And those two players. Dvorak tries the reverse layup, but a little wild, and Zander gets the rebound.
If she would have hit that, I might have just taken the headset off, handed it to you, and walked out of here.
48-42, Mandan and a turnover. St. Mary's with another killer turnover after a Mandan make.
Yeah, that's been the 5th baseline turnover. 3 of those just like that this game, 2 5-second calls. Those are the things you can ill afford to do if you're going to start winning games, and I'm sure during that little run right now, that's where St. Mary's, they weren't doing those small mistakes that slowly start to add up.
Saints, a lot of turnovers in this second half. They're trying to get back to how they played in the first half, and Mandan doing a good job on defense there, not allowing that to happen. Hannah Hansen corrals the rebound, and now Mackenzie Higlin taking it up. Wild pass, and Dvorak now gets it. So Mandan sloppy with the ball there, leads to Sydney Smith's finger roll in and out, and Hilzendegger will hit the ball out of bounds. Mandan 48, St. Mary's 42.
I don't know if the teams are doing a better job of not fouling this half, or if they're not getting to the rim as much and forcing the issue, or just it's been a perimeter game.
Less physical definitely here in the second half as Harris airballs the three. It'll be out of bounds. Mandan with some soft pressure here. St. Mary's breaks it pretty easily. And then Gerving has it on the left wing, up top to Beck. St. Mary's down by 6. 10-10 left to go in this game. Gerving lines up for a three. That's off to the left. Hilsendigger grabs a rebound in the corner and looks like she'll draw the foul on Hannah Hansen.
Yeah, you know, that's maybe what St. Mary's has got to do. They're missing some shots this half. They missed some in the first half too, but they were winning all those battles to the loose balls, and I'm sure Mandan talked about that at halftime. We're going to put ourselves in a situation to win, but if we keep getting beat to these things, we're going to go home disappointed.
Tanya Dvorak down low to Hilsendigger, who lays it off the glass in front of Olsen. It's 48-44. It's a good move by the senior. Down low is Olsen working on the block. Off the front rim, and the board goes to Alyssa Beck, and St. Mary's has some numbers here if they can use them. Hilsendigger, left hand, no. Rebound to Smith. Smith goes baseline. Dr. J style misses it. Follow.
That was a great call. That was one of the best moves ever in the history of basketball. Curving, wrap around.
Oh.
That was good stuff.
48-46. St. Mary's has cut this lead to 2. And a steal by the Saints, and they're looking a little bit better these last few possessions. Here's Beck on the right side. Her layup no good. Gets a rebound, though. Gerving on the wing, dribbles into the paint, blocked by Zander. Ball loose on the floor, and a kick. It'll go to Mandan. Here comes Elizabeth Presler. She'll replace Smith.
Yeah, Dvorak was standing all by herself at the top of the key. Shot pocket ready to let another three fly.
Good pressure here by St. Mary. Headed to the basket for a layup, and a foul called on Presler.
Second personal.
8:48 left in this one. Mandan up by a deuce, 48-46. Zander left wide open in the corner. Why would you leave Zander wide open in the corner?
I mean,
51-46.
1-3-1 zone. That's a tough area to cover, you know, and that's where Zander's hit all her threes from. She's been in the corners all night, but she's finding the right areas against the zone that's being played against her.
Zander definitely playing the part of the best player on the floor right now, I think, is Gerving answers with a three, though. 51-49. Here comes Zander on the other end.
She figured that was too close.
Yeah. Steps out, tries a three, in and out. And that looked good when it left, but she misses it. It's a 2-point ball game. Just under 8 minutes here in the second half. Dvorak thought about it. Hands it off to Beck. Now Gerving on the wing, drives into the paint. Pass to Presler, back to Gerving for three. Has some time, but she airballs it off to Mandan.
Smith and Schweitzer batting for the Saints.
So it's been the Megan Zander show for Mandan here. Other players have stepped up. Hannah Hansen has played well, but Zander is the one to keep an eye on for the black and white in number 22, and Hansen hits the shot. 53-49. I mentioned she's doing a great job as well.
She's actually been a pretty good facilitator of the basketball when she's caught the ball in that high post area.
Presler cross court to Smith. Now Smith on the baseline gets her layup to go. And you were saying about the passing ability. I think beating a zone, you got to have a big post player that can pass the ball, I think, from the high elbow, and that's what she's doing. Foul called on St. Mary's. And that'll be on Presler. 4th team foul on. Been a nice ball game for his girls. They're down by 2.
Yeah, they got to hang around. He's giving Dvorak a little bit of a break here, and they just got to hang around this 2-point area. They can't let this lead get away from them, because really at the end, you really can shrink the game in basketball. Even with a 30-second shot clock, you need to be in striking distance. So every one of these possessions are big for St. Mary's while Dvorak's out of the game, and Kopis probably can't let her sit for a very long time. Here, get a drink of water, catch your breath, and you got to go right back.
Big on the other end. Kennedy Harris missing both free throws. See if St. Mary's can take advantage of it. The little runner by Smith. Here comes Mandan sensing a fast break opportunity. Wyand stops off the back rim, and it's Hilsendigger with the board. She tried to throw it off Wyand, but it doesn't work. Kennedy Harris now left wide open on the perimeter, and Harris short on the jumper. Presler gets the rebound. And here come the Saints. It's Alyssa Beck passing off to the sophomore. Sydney Smith tries to draw the foul. No call there. Off Hill. Strangers, no call there. Timeout called by St. Mary's.
Back to where they were in the first half, and you asked the question, what's it going to take? I think that's what it was. They needed to see the ball go in the basket a couple times.
St. Mary's did a good job of answering that Mandan punch right there in the second half. They've cut the lead to 2 as the Braves made a run at the beginning of this half. Xander down low to Hansen, kicked by Dvorak. And those 3 names right there are the 3 names that have really been doing a lot of damage on the court here for both teams.
If I'm Mandan now, I'd probably take a look at trying to get the ball in the interior to Hansen. St. Mary's came back out of this timeout in a man-to-man. It's a good opportunity to probably look at that basketball getting inside.
Gerving drew the assignment on Xander. Hansen working on Schweitzer. Schweitzer doing a good job with 3 fouls, not picking up her 4th.
Right idea by Mandan. I like to play, getting Hansen going to the basket, getting the ball on the interior.
Astute defense, and she'll draw the foul and 1. The daughter of Jason Harris, the coach of the Bismarck State women's basketball team, and you see passes down.
That's a big play with 5:20 to go, especially if she can convert this free throw. I mean, St. Mary's starting to feel good about themselves again. They're on a little bit of a run, and you have a chance to get an and 1.
Here's Gerving, misses the wide open 3. It's a big opportunity for St. Mary's. 5:11 left to go in this one. Mandan 55, St. Mary's 51.
Sometimes those are the toughest ones, because when you're really wide open,
you just got all the pressure.
You're used to seeing someone in your face or running at you or something.
I can't make them if they're on me or not on me, so it doesn't matter. Higland down to Hansen. Hansen with it on the 3-point line. Goes down low to Higland, who's been relatively quiet this game. Now Megan Xander, who hasn't been quiet. Her floater, though, in and out. Rebound to Mandan. Kennedy Harris from the perimeter. This is big if it goes. Off the back rim. Wyand with the board. And a reach-in foul on Smith. I have a sense that on this next 4:42, things are going to start tightening up a little bit on a foul situation. So actually, he's going to call that on Kara Hilsendigger.
This game is going to start to escalate.
Foul was actually called on Hilsendigger, her 4th foul. Team 6th. Higland working down low, can't get it to go. And now here comes St. Mary's. Hilsendigger goes into the paint, has an open lane, and gets the layup. Excuse me, that was Gerving.
Yeah, you go from missing the wide open 3 to hitting a tough layup. I mean, that's part of being guarded.
Ball volleyball
Euro
around
step coming. Ready? Oh.
Smith can handle the ball. She gets to Gerving, now to Dvorak. Down low to Schweitzer, working on Hansen, and Schweitzer gets the bucket. We are tied at 55, under 4 minutes left here in the second half.
Got some tired players out here right now. Now, this is where it comes into, from an execution standpoint, can you not turn the ball over? Can you execute? Can you make the proper plays?
Missed put-back attempt right there, and it's into the arms of Gerving. St. Mary's has a chance to take the lead on this possession. They go to Schweitzer on the block. Schweitzer off glass, no good. Gerving now out to Beck. 3:23 left, tie game at 55. Tanya Dvorak almost throws the ball away, and she does. Out of bounds, but luckily for St. A rare miscue right there from Dvorak tonight. Almost turned it over. So here we are with 15 left on the shot clock, and it's Schweitzer. Her shot long there, and a steal by will be called for the travel. And that's the second time Wyand has held her ground, and a foul, or excuse me, a traveling called on Smith.
Yeah, it just comes down to that official feels like she has full legal guarding position. She gets the spot. You know, I like where both teams are going with the basketball. They're going inside. You know, 2 out of 3 things can always happen on the interior. You can score it, you can get fouled, go to the free throw line. What happened here, you know, it's much different than you taking a 19, 20 footer at this particular time in the basketball game.
Yeah, Mackenzie Higland looks like there's some blood coming out of her nose. That foul was called on Sydney Smith, her third, so Smith got her across the face there. So while Higland goes back to the trainer's room.
This must have been the best free throw shooter that they had on the bench, because this is one of the only times you can ever bring someone off the bench to shoot free throws for a teammate.
And it's Miranda Lohman, who got shaken up herself earlier in this game. She comes in, hits the free throw. 2:50 left to go in this half. Mandan 56, St. Mary's 55. And that's how it'll stay after that missed free throw. Saints pushing ball up the floor. Gerving working against a man-to-man defense from Mandan. Schweitzer out to Gerving in the corner. Gerving long on that one, and Kennedy Harris gets the rebound. And a foul called on Gerving. And that'll put Mandan on the line, and they'll be in the bonus from here on out.
This is a huge advantage for Mandan. I said it in the first half. That's beating someone to the bonus. I mean, that's a 5-foul difference, especially when you're coming down the stretch in a tight basketball game where you have, and not just send someone to the free throw line. So every single time there's a little reaching, you get to shoot free throws. And that's where you could possibly separate this game, is simply by winning the race to the bonus.
Harris makes 1 and 2. It's 57-55, 2:30 left to go here in the second half. Very good ball game here between Mandan and St. Mary's. Gerving now at the free throw line to Presler. Presler tries to find an open lane. She does.
Oh, tough left-handed.
Great job by this.
Let's go to the old Magic. Going to use all the great players' analogies from Julius Erving to Magic Johnson.
A traveling call on Hannah Hansen. And now it's St. Mary's ball, 57-57, 2:04 left to go in this one. Left to go in regulation.
Face foul, number 40. Miranda Lohman, third personal.
Sorry about that, little technical difficulties there. We're back. It's 1:19 left to go in this half. Apologize for that. Mandan and St. Mary's tied at 57. 1:13 left to go here in the second half.
I think you either got to go inside or you got to drive the basketball to the hoop. I mean, you have the bonus, you have everything in your favor at that particular time. You got to force the issue and make them call reach-in fouls, block fouls, you name it. But I think, again, you continue to go inside. You got to look at Schweitzer.
And a steal by Kennedy Harris with 45 seconds, and she'll be fouled by Alyssa Beck. Good foul by Beck right there because Harris really hasn't performed well at the stripe here.
I think it was a good foul because she fouled her hard enough not to give her the end one opportunity this time like she had the previous. But again, I think for Mandan, you go inside or you put the ball on the floor on the drive, you're in the bonus. You got to be able to go to the free throw line. You got to be able to convert. That's why you practice free throws. That's why you shoot a ton of them, is for opportunities like this versus taking 19, 20 footers where the percentages are really against you.
Harris 2 for 2. Good trip to the line for her. 59-57. Mandan up by 2.
Mistake on a rotation that you might make as a player, but I would just leave this as token. Nothing big. That way you don't give up anything easy.
And you're exactly right. That's what they do. Sydney Smith crosses the timeline off to Beck. Beck doubled, finds Dvorak in the corner. 32 seconds left. Hilzendegger out to Beck. 28 seconds left. Mandan up by 2. Here's Beck. Misses the layup, but the rebound goes to Hilzendegger and a foul on the floor. It'll be the 5th team foul on Mandan, so St. Mary's not in the bonus. 22.9 seconds left. Mandan 59, St. Mary's 5th. Copus of the Saints. They do. St. Mary's has no timeouts left. Mandan has 2 left. It's 59-57, 22.9 seconds left to go in the second half, I should say. Schweitzer loses the ball, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow to Mandan. That was huge.
Now you got to foul right away. You got to extend the basketball game. If you're St. Mary's, and just keep putting them on the line. Hopefully they miss the front end of 1-and-1, and they give you another opportunity to come down and tie it.
19.4 seconds left. Full time.
At that particular time. So I would really go for that very first trap and then try to get a jump ball. I would not foul.
They foul right away.
In coaches' philosophies.
Smith will pick up her 4th.
Yeah, you
keep that in mind if we do go in overtime.
Yeah,
Smith has 4.
You can play it a number of ways. Just me personally, that's why I would have played it. Now, it isn't wrong that he played it on a foul immediately because you're going to have to foul at some point in time.
Xander hits the free throw. 60-57 Mandan. 18.4 seconds left to go in the second half. St. Mary's has no more timeouts.
I would still drive it for a 2.
61-57. Sydney Smith having trouble with the handle. 13 seconds left in this second half. Harris pokes it away, and with 11.1 seconds.
I'd actually let him inbound it, make him inbound it, and I'd actually use your one more foul up and just try to eat another 4 more seconds off.
And an offensive foul on Smith. That's her 5th. And it will be Mandan ball.
Yeah, there was a couple ways of playing that. From a Mandan standpoint, I would have actually made him inbound it in the backcourt, let him take 3 or 4 dribbles, foul him again at half court, use up your one more give, and then make him inbound it again back there. You make him use up 4 seconds up, and the game was basically over. They better get it in, though.
11.1 seconds. Oh, and they called the foul.
Yeah, so here again, if I'm Mandan with your fouls, I'd get matched up. I'd let St. Mary's dribble this thing, play token soft pressure all the way till they get to half court, and I'd foul them at half court. You're going to eat 4 seconds off the clock. Go take it sideline out of bounds. You're not going to beat us anyway. I mean, even though now it's even harder.
Yeah, Hansen putting this game more and more out of reach. 62-57, 9 seconds left in this game. And it's a 6-point ball game. Hilzendegger will try to inbounds the ball. Mandan doing a good job of pressuring, even though they're up 6 with 8 seconds left. Not allowing anything easy, that's for sure. Pilsendigger, 5 seconds remaining on the clock. Dvorak. And that ball deflected out of bounds by Mandan. 3.5 seconds left for St. Mary's. Tanya Dvorak over Zander. Dvorak misses it, and Mandan comes from behind. They beat St. Mary's 63-57.
They turned it around. I didn't think that they had the energy that they